You ever see this guy with the pillows on Fox? My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell. He is the greatest. The My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell. And he's been with us right from the beginning.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Mike.
And welcome to the Vanessa show. I mean, my show.
It's your show. I'm just here. I'm honored to be here every day, but I love being a part, and I'm glad you're here today. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely, everybody. And I wanted to get on here. I'll be on for about maybe half the show, but I wanted to get on here. The president today, everybody, he made a big announcement from the White House. He was there with my friend, the governor of Louisiana, Jeff Landry. Jeff and I go back a long way when Jeff was Attorney General. The last 4 years during this fight where Louisiana, everybody, was a huge part of this whole thing to get rid of the machines and go to paper ballots, hand count. I spent a lot of time down there, and I believe they could be the first state to probably go machine free. But I guess... I don't know. Let's pull it. Do we have that audio? Or that?
We should have that, yes.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to do it. And we should go to paper ballots. We should go to one-day voting. We should go to voter ID. And just one other thing, proof of a thing called citizenship in the United States. Wouldn't that be nice? How simple does that sound? Proof of citizenship, voter ID, one-day voting and paper ballots. You know, paper ballots are very secure. They have watermark paper. It's very intricate stuff. It's very technologically advanced, even though it's paper. And you'd have no trouble. You wouldn't have dishonest elections, and you'd have them all done by 10 o'clock in the evening. You know, France went to that, and not that I want to copy anybody, but many others have also. And they had 38 million votes, and it was all done at 10 o'clock. They had a winner, they had a loser. That was it. Nobody was complaining. And they had it backed up with paper. And it's so easy to do. The other thing, you'd save about, this would cost you about 8% of what the machines cost. So the paper would be much less expensive. So if you're looking to save some money, that's a good way to save it. So it's a shame that we've gone through it. We've gone through a bad election, really bad election. The election was so bad. And think of it. You wouldn't have had the October 7th disaster.
Make me match. Well, there you have it, everybody. What you see, hear that hum? There you have it. Paper ballots, hand counted, no machines, same-day voting, paper ballots, the precinct level. All these things, as you've seen, as you were facing the camera, everybody, if you're facing it, Jeff was to his right, General, now the governor, he was the Attorney General of Louisiana. I spent so much time down in Louisiana, you guys, where they had all the machine companies down there back in the day, Vanessa, and the biggest one in this country, you guys, is ES&S, the good old boys out of Omaha, Nebraska. And I was actually feeding the then Secretary of State, Carl Ardwin, which turned out to be a bad guy. And I could say these stuff on my own show, a very bad guy. And at that time, I thought, wow, you really care about our elections. And they were screening all these machine companies, and I was actually feeding him the questions. I fed him the question. I said, ask ES&S if they had, if they ever broke antitrust laws. And they said, yes, we have. We had to sell, it was, they were creating a monopoly, and they had to sell part of Diebold to Dominion back in the Obama's era there. And then I said, well, ask them if their machines are more secure than Dominion. And what did they answer? No, they're all the same. Every single voting machine has a back door, and they're all vulnerable. He didn't lie. I was pretty blown away by that. But as I'm getting sued by all these machine companies for billions of dollars. But as you've seen there today, so I'm down in Louisiana, and we go through, that is basically Dominion's longest running partner in the United States. Well, just about a couple months ago, I hear through my teams on the ground, all my Cause of America, my Election Crime Bureau, they're sounding the alarm saying, Louisiana's thinking of buying new machines. They're thinking of buying new machines. Now, they have a Secretary of State, which I don't know. No, it's coming through the camera. It's not in here. When he went to the video, it didn't do it. Okay. Sorry, we got a hum here in this office. But they, anyway. So we're down in Louisiana, and this new Secretary of State, so I was all concerned. And I reached out to the governor now, Governor Jeff Landry, and I reached out and I sent him all of our findings. There, it stopped. Thank you. Did you do that or they do that? Okay. Well, no, because it doesn't matter. It quit during the president thing. We sent him our thing for the last 4 years, our findings, and to see, and Jeff really cares. The governor down there, he cares. But remember, everybody, almost all the election stuff goes through the Secretary of State in every state. So, and there's the Secretary of States in this country, I would only rate 2 of them as great Secretary of States or potentially to be great. Just 2 out of all the Secretary of States. That's where the uniparty and everything that got through to these guys. They go like your Jeff Rassenbergers, your Brad Rassenbergers of Georgia, and your Jenna Griswold of Colorado. These horrible Secretary of States that control our elections, and anyway, our election platform. So to see Jeff there today, the governor, Governor Landry there today with the president, and putting it right out there to go to paper ballots hand counted, what a blessing it was. And I want everybody to know, if you're watching, go to lindellplan.com. You guys, you want to help us all in our fight to secure our elections. I promised the president we'd have them secure by no later than the summer of a year and a half from now, because that's when all the uniparty Republicans steal the candidates in the primaries using what? Computers. And Vanessa, I don't know if you know this, but there's 132 countries have banned the electronic voting machines. 132 countries. And we have over 100 have banned early voting and mail-in voting. And you heard our president there. This is why wouldn't everybody, other countries, we have the worst election platforms in the world, everybody. And why wouldn't everybody now want secure elections? But instead, I get served papers every day, Smartmatic, and now here's the Attorney General of Minnesota. We're still fighting that. He's after my recovery network and everybody. And so this is a time I want to put in, because people have been calling in, how can we help support what you're doing, Mike? And I'm going to say there's a couple ways. One is the lindellplan.com, everybody, to get on board and learn what's going on and help donate there, help the cause. The Lindell Offensive Fund is there, the Lindell Offense Fund. We're always on the offense. There's so much you can do there. Learn about what we're doing in every county. The other thing you can do, everybody, you're already on Lindell TV here. You should be. If you on the upper right corner of it's our sister company, which is our social media company, vocal.com, VOCL.com, and that all your social media is there. Your accounts are there, for your election accounts and everything. But the biggest way you can help right now is to help the sponsors of Lindell TV and to make our voice bigger and bigger. And Vanessa, you know what the biggest sponsor is My Pillow.
Absolutely. We have to support. Mike, I have been giving everyone the promo code. I think I've had, you might have seen this, a lot of orders come in under the promo code you gave me, which is my name. So thank you for that. And the people in my circle, thank you for that as well. But yes, that's definitely an easy way. It's a win-win for everyone. And I'll tell you, I just got some slippers in the other day, and they are so comfortable. And I'm not just telling you this because they're yours, but it was like walking on clouds. So comfortable. Yes. So everyone needs a pair of slippers.
Yep. And go ahead and use that promo code, Vanessa, there on that one, on those slippers. So but I want to tell you guys, this just happened to My Pillow. So everyone says, how's My Pillow doing? Well, we're still getting canceled. We had ordered this fall sheets for this spring. We thought we'd have many of them going into the box stores. Our Giza Dream Sheets and our Percale Sheets, the best sheets you will ever sleep on. It's our president's favorite product of MyPillow. And so we got all these sheets that came in last week, all these colors, the Giza Dreams and the Percale. So what I decided to do, since the box stores basically went Fox on us, means they went silent on us, everybody. We're going, hey, did you want these sheets? They're not getting back to us. What? Well, they still are probably, involved in this cancel culture. I'm going to be calling all the CMOs of every box store in this country this week to find out what's going on. But in the meantime, I'm passing these savings on. You're going to get the sheets for wholesale prices. This is the first time in the history of MyPillow that we're going to do this with these sheets. And so if you go to mypillow.com, I'm going to guide you through this. You're going to scroll down until you see, keep scrolling down, scroll down, and you see a picture of me. Scroll down, please. Scroll down, keep scrolling. When you see that picture, go up a little higher. I'm sorry, you passed it by. Right there, you see that? Stop. The podcast and radio specials. Click on me there. Go ahead and click on the podcast. There it is, everybody. Now you see what's going to happen is these are the radio and podcast listeners. I want you to go here. The left corner is our spring sheet sale. It's only for you guys here. Use promo code Lindell. And if you see that, why don't you go back to the picture right before that? That sheet sale. So what we have is the Percale Queens for $29.98. These are queen size for $29.98, regular $89.98. King size are $34.98, regular $99.98. And the Giza Dream Sheets are 50% off or more. So you go your queen size over there. These are our famous sheets that are usually well over $100 for the queen, are $69.99 for the queen, $79.99 for the king. You guys seen these are the ones that were on TV, well over $100 for a set. You're getting them for what the box stores would have paid today for these low prices. Queen size as low as $29.98. Promo code Lindell. We're going to do this for today. Once the ones allotted for the box stores are gone, we're going to stop the special. We have to. There's only so many that was allotted for them at these prices, and I figure their loss is you guys' gain. If you go over to the right there, you see we have the My Crosses that we've added 10% to the savings. It's an exclusive offer. You save 30% on the My Crosses. You get a phone number for this, please. Or do we have a phone number for this one? MyPillow, the regular number then. So there you have it, and then you have the $9.98 pillow. If you guys have never tried the MyPillow 2.0, get one there with the roll and go covers, all the patriotic covers. We're out of the one with me holding the flag. Once they're gone, they're gone. There's a strict limit of 15. So there's the MyPillow specials that you can help us with. And like Vanessa said, we have the slippers on sale. If you go a little further down, right there, the slippers, $59.98. That's half price. They're well over $100, $99 to $100, and they're the best slippers you'll ever use. Right next to the dish towel sets that are on sale, $19.99. So we have all these products. That's how you can really help us right now. And if you call, I'll just give you the number off the website. I don't have the MyPillow number there. It's the number you can call is 800-544-8939 and use that promo code Lindell. And you go tell.
I'm asking.
What's that? And make sure that they get that one for this promo code. Okay. Or Vanessa, do you have your own phone number for your code?
I don't. I just have the code. Just type in my name, Vanessa, and I'm telling you, that's some pretty good savings. But, Mike, I do want to ask you, on behalf of small business owners who may be watching, I've had several small business owners who are not happy with the way the big box stores have treated you, and they have asked me in the last month or so, since I've been an employee of yours, ask Mike if he sells wholesale for these boutiques and stores, because they want to put MyPillow products in their small stores since the big box stores canceled you. So I don't have that answer. Maybe you can help us out with that.
Yeah, absolutely you can, everybody. You can reach out. I'll give an email out that we can, where you can reach out to MyPillow. Let me see. Sure, Caitlin will get that now. We'll get that up there where they can, if you have a store, and maybe it's a furniture store, a small business store, and you want to put My Pillow products in, absolutely. Is there an email for My Pillow? For where they customer service email? Can you get it, please? Go get it from Joe. What's you can reach out.
I can send Vanessa.
Okay. Well, just do it right now. I want to announce it because she needs. If you're looking for it, you guys could. I don't want to put it out on the air, Vanessa. Caitlin doesn't want it because everyone and their brother would be calling to sell it, sell My Pillow at wholesale prices. But we definitely have a wholesale program that you guys can all get involved in.
Okay, and you can just contact me or Mike, and we will definitely get that for you because, like I said, there might be people watching at home who are small business owners, and then also for the people who've reached out to me. If you're watching, I will get that information to you.
Okay, is there info at mypillow.com? Yeah, we'll get that for you, everybody. We'll get that during tomorrow's show. That's a good idea. We can, and then any box store, if you have any retail store out there, it'd be great. The number you can call to for 800-859-2879. That's to order with promo code Lindale today for today's special. That's another thing too. You know what, Vanessa? If someone has a store out there, just have them call the customer service line at My Pillow, and they can take care of you. They actually have an email, and they can get it to the right person. So there you go, everybody. If you have a store out there and you want to get involved with My Pillow and help out, and get them for wholesale, then call that number. Or call the
Perfect. I will let the people who contacted me know, and hopefully we'll get some My Pillow products in their stores. I want to go back to the Louisiana governor real quick, Mike, if you don't mind. You've worked with him. Big announcement today, standing side by side with the president. What's next? So do you contact him, tell him you like what you saw, you like what you heard, and then see if we can get Louisiana on board?
Yeah, him and I stay in contact pretty much all the time. He's become a good friend. I became really good friends with so many of these politicians, and Jeff's he's right at the top. He's just a great guy. He was a great attorney general. He was in he became one of my top attorney generals. He's probably in the top 3. Well, I know he's in the top 3, and I don't know which one I'd put in the order of first, second, or third. And Jeff has always been, he will take my call anytime. And he's always he's very concerned. He really wants to help the country and Louisiana. So I know the last time we talked, like you say, the Secretary of States have a lot of power in the state with the election platform. So I'm hoping today that I'll probably reach out to him this week and see if he needs anything from me or my teams on the ground there. We have a big presence in Louisiana, my Cause of America and my election bureau, and even the patrons in Louisiana. They want paper ballots hand counted. I'm telling you, you can go anywhere in Louisiana. I don't care if it's a Democrat or Republican. I swear you walk anywhere, they're going, we want to get rid of these machines. They've had huge problems down there like every other state has, and they had one of the longest running investigations, I guess would be the word. It went on for a couple of years down there trying to figure out, the problems they had and what's the best systems to use. And it all came out. The best system, everybody, is paper ballots hand counted. One of the things that I've done, Vanessa, is my team, you heard the president mention France on there. Well, that's one of 132 countries that have banned electronic voting machines and got rid of them and went to paper ballots hand counted. So he likes using France for an example, but how about Argentina? That was the last one to get rid of their machines of the countries. That was in the August of 22, everybody. One judge, all it took was one judge to go, you know what? These machines are bad. We're not going to let them use in our elections. We're not going to use these in our elections here. And she said, she outlawed them. Well, they said, but there's not going to be enough time to get before our election in November. And the judge said, I don't care. We're going to get rid of them. They got rid of them in 4 months and replaced them with this paper ballot system. They beat the Netherlands by a month. It took the Netherlands 5 months to flip over. But the point being, everybody, it can be done. And we now, after I have met with France, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, all these places that have paper ballots hand counted, we now in the United States have two of the best systems ever, both developed by two different people on my teams. The Cause of America, one by Linda Rand, Missouri, another one in Texas, and we've actually done them. We've actually done one in Osage County, Missouri. So we have not just proof of concept. We've done it in an election, and they got done, as you heard the president, like France gets done on election night. We got done the same time as the machines. Democrats, Republicans working together, and with 100% accuracy. So these aren't just. And you also heard the president say, this paper is secure. It's more secure than money. The new paper we have, it's more secure than money. You can't. It's just a beautiful system. And now you add cameras to that. It's not going back in time, everybody. Like they say, oh, we're going to go back in time. We're modern and all this stuff. Well, you know what? Here's modern. You go back to paper ballots, that's secure paper, and you put cameras on there. And now, Vanessa, you can even see your voter number go by because you get one vote, one person. That's it. And you see that number go by. You say, wow, that's that's who I voted for and all this. And now, if there's a problem with the count or there's any problem, you do an audit. You know what you do to do an audit? You rewind the tape. Rewind that tape. Let's go back and look at this one more time. So it's very simple, and but it's sometimes stuff by hand is way more accurate or better than a computer. There's certain things computers are not meant to do, which Elon Musk, everybody said many times now, one of the smartest man on this planet, said you cannot use election voting machines or electronic voting machines in elections. He said it straight out. He said it last June, last July. He says it all the time now. You got to get rid of them. And this is a guy that's all about tech, right? He's all about tech. And here's a guy saying, hey, I wouldn't want my elections if I had to, I want everyone to say out there, what if you were going to have a vote and everything you had depended on it? Because it does. This is it. If people say to me, I've been doing all these interviews, Vanessa, the last week here. I kind of went back to the basic, all the other podcasts, and that's why a lot of, I've even had, thank you for covering on my show. I've been very busy with that out there, promoting My Pillow and stuff. And a lot of these, because of the attack My Pillow's under, a lot of these outlets are saying, some of them are on the left, say, Mike, when are you going to, if you could turn back time, I'll bet you'd change your mind now about speaking out about the machines and stuff. And I'm saying, absolutely not. If every one of you knew what I knew and seen what I've seen, it's over. Our country's gone. Our future's gone. Everything's gone. God gave us grace for right now, such a time as this, and we can't let our great president's 4 years be in vain. You talked about this last election on November 5th. Was that a fair election? The media said to me. I wouldn't trust any election done with voting machines. And if y'all want the truth, between 6 and 8 million ballots in the presidential side, Donald Trump won by another 6 to 8 million more. We don't have the exact numbers yet. But I will say this, 4 senators were stolen from the Republicans. 9 congressmen or more were stolen from the Republicans. And I say it like that because they say, well, who's stealing these? Was it Democrats? You guys, I've said it before. It's the uniparty deep state globalists. Think of it as a third evil, The Democrat Party is a long time ago is long gone, okay? The Republican Party, as you know it, is long gone. What you have now is this party of common sense of Donald Trump and all the common sense, call it the common sense party. And that's fighting what? That's fighting only one thing, the uniparty. And there's uniparty Democrats and Republicans. You don't see all the pictures with the Clintons together with the Obamas and the Bushes and all that. They're all colluding and hanging out together. Give me a break. I had to learn all this. I had to learn what the uniparty was. When I went into states and the biggest ones that blocked us were red states, I'm going, that doesn't make sense. Don't get me wrong, the Democrat states blocked too, but you expected that. It's when these red states did block after block after block, and that's what we're up against. So, I'm never going to stop. And to support. That's another thing too, you guys. Where we're at now to where we were then is the whole reason Lindell TV is here. I mean, that is the whole reason it's here. Is we have to save our country, and this is to get the word out, to get the news out. This, and everything that's going on in D.C. with this administration, that is so critical to the future of our country. And now we've got a reporter inside the White House and on Capitol Hill at Lindell TV. You guys, you want to get involved? We're publicly traded. The reason I wanted to do this reverse merger and get publicly traded so everybody could get involved. You guys go to fsbn.com. That's Frank Social Broadcast Network, fsbn.com, and check it out. Check out all of our press release and what's going on, and get involved that way too. We need support. We need to expand our voice, and expand it we will. And because then when you have things like today that are happening in D.C. that the media used to not show any of the good things going on. You think the media, I'm going to ask you this, Vanessa, you go back a few years ago, or 3 years, 4 years, whatever it was, and even when Donald Trump was in power, do you think Fox News or CNN or any of them are going to put him up there saying, hey, we need to get rid of the machines and go to paper ballots, hand counted? You think they would show that? I mean, today they probably had a heart attack on TV going, oh, no, what did he just say? Newsmax, Fox News, all of them. I don't know what they did today. I'd like to watch that and see if they actually aired that part, because you guys, we'd be coming into a whole new time in history where they're actually going to put these channels that act like weather channels that don't report hurricanes or tornadoes are actually going to start reporting it. Why? Because they're going to miss out on the news. Because you got people like Lindell TV standing inside the White House now, so they can't hide it from us anymore, or only report what they want to report, or only censor what they want censored. There's been times, Vanessa, you know this from all your times doing rallies with RSBN and so on, when you were doing the rallies, I don't know if you know this, but you guys had all the attention. You know why? Because the pre-rally stuff, and even Donald Trump, which Fox wouldn't even be there. I don't even think Fox was there for many, many rallies, because they didn't want to, someone might say something about the 2020 election, or they might say something about machines, or say something about going to paper ballots. And so where was everybody tuned in? They wanted to hear the news, so something was going on. Were people still talking about this? And this is what's changing, everybody, and this is big. Today was, I think it was just another landmark for me anyway, when I see people that I've dealt with that are so passionate about, and they didn't know how before, the great Governor Jeff Landry, and then Attorney General Jeff Landry, he had so much going on because they were fighting with the China virus stuff when Biden came down with, if you have 100 people in your company, you have to get a shot. They're fighting all these different things and these mandates and all this garbage, and yet we kept bringing them stuff about the machines and so on. And you know what, you guys, back then, maybe the time it wasn't on God's timing, but I believe it is now. So I can't stress it enough I want to thank everybody for watching Lindell TV, and to keep on and tell other people about it. Tell other people. We're going to be doing a big push for all over social media and everywhere to get people here, because I want people here so we can expand our voice. And when we hear positives or negatives, people need to hear about both. Vanessa, Caitlin's just telling me I was here for half the show today. It's all yours. I want to thank you so much for everything you're doing to fill in and take care of everything. So.
Oh, well, thank you, Mike, and thanks for having me. But I want you on to stage for just a second. We do have a special guest today, Maxime Bernier. He's the leader of the People's Party of Canada. Mike, I'm going to keep you around just to say hello. Maxime, welcome. It's good to have you on the show today.
Thank you, Vanessa. I'm very pleased to be here. Thank you, Mike. You're doing a good job in the U.S., and I try to promote, common sense ideas here in Canada. We are fighting for our freedoms like you guys in the U.S.
Right on. I got a little Canada story for you. So I've been coming up to Canada fishing for, since my dad took me in 1973. I have that going on. And then also I got into it with Trudeau about 6-7 years ago. And he said they were going to tariff my pillow unless we built a plant up there, which we did. Well, anyway, just the last few years now, because I'm an ex-addict from the 1980s. I have my recovery network for people in addiction, and now I go to get across the border, and your computers in Canada kind of caught up with themselves, right? Canada's very down on addictions, of course, like they should be. Well, I go to cross the border, and they stopped me and said, "Oh no, you can't come across. You have to prove that you're of moral character." So I'm actually going to be visiting the embassy in Windsor, Canada, next in 2 weeks to get my papers, so I don't have to be stopped up there. They finally did let me in. I go, "You guys," I said, "I run the biggest network to help addicts in our country," and but I love Canada, and I love. We go up every year fishing, and it's just your amazing country, and I hope. I hope now with our great president in, and that we can get rid of all the wokeness and craziness that's been going on for a long time. And Canada has that too, as you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why, I'm running here in Canada as the leader of the People's Party, the Populist Party, to get rid of the woke ideology. And you were just speaking about, the Dominion machines. And here in Canada, at the federal level, we don't use them. We still have paper ballots. But our challenge is, you can vote without showing an ID. And I'm fighting for that. Voting in person, like President Trump, with an ID. That's not happening here in Canada. You can vote without showing your ID. I think it's wrong. If we want to have safe elections, we need to have that.
Yep, absolutely. And I've said it before. You have 132 countries have banned the electronic voting machines. Over 100 countries have banned mail-in voting and early voting. And we have the worst election platforms, and it sounds like you're right up there in the top for worst, because why would you not check someone's ID? I mean, that's really out there, You can't get worse than that. Come on in. And then how do you know if they don't vote 2 or 3, 4 times under different names?
Yeah. No, that's why, if you want to have a system that would be fair for everybody, that's the basic. And here in Canada we have a lot of challenges, but actually I know that President Trump he wants a new deal with us, and I'm the only leader of a national party in Canada that is saying, yes, let's reopen our free trade agreement, let's put everything on the table. And I'm against that trade war that the liberals and the conservatives are doing. We cannot win a trade war without you guys. You are 10 times bigger than us. We just have to sit down and put everything on the table. And when President Trump is saying, we are imposing tariffs on our side, 300% for cheese and milk, so it's unfair. We need to stop that. And I agree with President Trump when he said, zero tariff on your side, and I won't impose any tariff on my side. So that will be fair. That would be great. Let's have a good deal with you guys.
Right. Absolutely. No, you're exactly right. And well, I'm looking for, when's your election?
The election is just been called yesterday, and the election date, it will be April 28th. We are the new party, but I can tell you we are fighting the fake news. Actually, the fake news and the traditional media, the mainstream media in Canada, doesn't want to give us coverage. So we have to be very active on social media. We are fighting for that, but it's going well, actually. And we have also in Canada, like you had in the state, fake pollings. They don't want to put our name when they're doing a poll or focus group. But actually, I can tell you that there's a momentum on our side. People are fed up, like you are in the state, with these establishment politicians. So it will be a good election for us.
Well, I'll have to get with Vanessa and get all your info, and I'll give you a huge endorsement if it all looks good. I usually do a little bit more due diligence. I just met you, but if Vanessa and Vanessa give me everything we have, and I'll get. I don't know. It might help. I'm known all over Canada. They love our show and stuff, and I get it all the time. When I'm in Canada, I get up to Thunder Bay and they go, keep fighting, keep going, keep going. and they go, and so
and we love
everybody's.
Yes, and we love your products also.
Oh, yes, awesome. Do you talk about getting canceled? When I went all in for our great president, Donald Trump, and I wanted to get to paper ballots hand counted, but this was even right before the virus. I was Canada's one of the shopping channel up there, one of their biggest products ever in history, and all over, I think it's Rogers TV, all over the media up there. Well, boy, you talk about getting canceled. Canada canceled me first. All the big media, the big, they canceled me up there. They were the first, and they were just a step ahead of the U.S. And maybe because they were a little bit more left, I think. Maybe, I don't know at that time, but it was very surprising because it wasn't like we were just some product. We were their biggest product, and so I'm actually circling around now, and I'll be getting back to Canada. We're seeing if the box stores will come back now that they did their big cancellation. And so far, no, it's been I said they've gone Fox on me, means they've gone silent on me, right? So don't go Fox on me. So, but but yeah, I think maybe they'll be opening, maybe things are going to start opening up, and you got to start with elections and boy, getting some, a different power in up there. I'm looking forward to learn about it. If I'll get you, we'll have you back on. I'll give you a big endorsement, and we'll get it all over Canada.
Yeah, what we're doing, it's the same thing that Nigel Farage in UK with the Reform Party, and us in Canada. We are the real, I can say, conservative party that is fighting for conservative values. Here, our conservative party, the Conservative Party of Canada, is like you in the state, the Rhino, Republican in name only. The Conservative Party here is also conservative in name only. They don't have the courage to fight for real conservative values, and we are doing that. And the most important for us is mass immigration. As you know, it's a big challenge here in Canada, and also for you in the US. People are coming to Canada and crossing your borders illegally. We want to end that mass immigration, a moratorium on immigration, and doing like President Trump. Deportation. We have illegals in Canada. We need to deport them. But, the Liberals and the Conservatives here in Canada won't speak about that. They're okay with that mass immigration and that UN agenda. I'm not, I'm putting my country first, like President Trump, and I'm working for Canadians. And that's why, I understand that we may be able to have a good deal if we put everything on the table.
Right on. Well,
we want to talk more trade, immigration. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
And that's that uniparty we talk about. Canada has it going on too. When you think a Republican or conservative is there, they're not. It's this uniparty where they don't want the people voted in by the people. And how do they do that? With stolen elections, with brainwashing that goes on. You'd be surprised, and I would bet. I think Canada probably still is more left, but I could be wrong. But here in the U.S., if you take out the, and we know this, I don't have time to explain it. If you take out the machines, and if you have fair voting, 100% fair paper ballots hand count, if you have that, we have an example of that happened in Florida and we extrapolated across the country. We're actually 70% or 68% red in this country. It's not a 50-50 thing. And I would bet in Canada that people, if you call it your party now, this common sense party, the party of common sense, because people are seeing through it. And I know we tried to get stuff up to the truckers in Canada back in the day with all that nonsense went on. Yeah. Well, if you have people talking just about the people, I'm talking about Canadian people now, you talk about, I don't care what party the people are in, if they make decisions, politicians make decisions that don't help the people, whether it's this side or none of them, then it's a hidden agenda. It's a very hidden agenda, and it's an evil agenda. It's driven by power, money, and like you say, the only reason they have the illegals keep coming in, keep coming in. We don't want to check your IDs and vote. That's how they stay in power. That's the tool that keeps them in power. And you're not going to get this change unless people, you get to these secure our elections and get enough people. You got to be like we were here, too big to rig, so to speak. But you're up against what Donald Trump was against, and we were all against here. That's why we have Lindell TV. You're up against. They're not going to have you on the mainstream on the fake news to tell all about this other thing. You're not. So you're right. But you know what? You have now that you didn't have 4 years ago. You have all these social media platforms we didn't have before that you can get the word out, and all these other platforms such as our Lindell TV here. So, I think you have a lot better chance now than you would have to get the word out 4 years ago. So we can only pray for you that you get in there. And I'm going to go ahead, Vanessa, and endorse right now. How's that?
I'm very pleased with that. Mike, you won't be disappointed if you go on our website, and I will ask Canadian to go also on our website, peoplespartyofcanada.ca. Just read our platform. It's all about common sense. It's all about ideas for Canada that would be good for our country. But also, because of that, we'll have a good relationship with the U.S. It's time to, having the real discussion. But you're right about, the truckers and the Freedom Convoy. Yeah, I was there. I was the only leader of a national party being out there. It was very cold, fighting for our freedoms. And actually, they put me in jail. They arrested me, handcuffed me, and put me in jail for 12 hours because at that time, in June 2020, I was fighting for our freedoms. And now in Canada, actually, with both the Liberals and the Conservative, the most important for them is to be a globalist. And they are globalists. They are putting our country first. So let's do that. Let's do that revolution like Trump, like in UK with Nigel, like in France with Marine Le Pen. Let's do that populist reform all across the world.
Right on. Can you put up his website? Edward, please put up his website. Yeah, where it says the Mike Lindell Show. Maybe you can put that in there. I was during that truckers thing. I tried to get pillows into Canada. My pillows. I tried, and if everybody wants to see something funny, I duped the Canadian media and the whole world media. And they said, well, how are you going to get them in there? They stopped us at the border because we weren't vaccinated, of course. And I said, well, I'm going to drop them in with helicopters. I'm going to drop them in with little parachutes on the My Pillows. And if you guys look that up, it's pretty funny. They all fell for that. Of course, we didn't do that, but it was pretty funny to spoof the media. What website is that? Can you change it where it says the Mike Lindell Show? Can you put it in there? What's the name of the website there? Okay,
People's Party of Canada.ca.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Vanessa, are you there?
And Mike, thank you very much for giving me some time, Mike. I really appreciate that. And if you speak to President Trump, just tell him that there's a guy in Ottawa that is ready to make a deal with him. He wants a deal. I want a deal also. Let's put that together. And he's very mad about the tariff that we are imposing on milk, poultry, and eggs. We need to abolish that. And I'm the only leader who's speaking less. We must put that on the table.
Yes. Okay. I will try to get to him and let him know. But I'm glad to hear that we might be getting some change in Canada for a change. Thanks.
Thank you.
I got to get going though. But God bless you. You got my 100% endorsement.
I appreciate that. Have a nice day. Thank you,
Maxime. Maxime, stay with us. We have a quick commercial break, but we want to talk trade and immigration and so much more when we come right back with Maxime Bernier of the People's Party of Canada. Stay with us.
You're still looking good.
I'm still feeling good. You know, I've got all your MyPillow products. Mattress topper, bed sheets, MyPillows, towels, slippers, blankets.
I'm interrupting this commercial to do something I've never done before. Get 2 MyPillows absolutely free on orders of $100 or more. I can't do this forever, so get on board with this great sale today. Our best-selling 6-piece bath towel sets or kitchen towel sets, just $29.98. Our famous standard MyPillows only $14.98. Queens $18.98. King size only $1 more. Body pillows $29.98. Multi-use MyPillow 2.0s with pillowcase $9.98. Save $40 on our spring percale Giza Dream bed sheet sets. Any size, any color. So go to MyPillow.com or call that number on your screen. Use your promo code to save up to 80% on all MyPillow products. And when you spend $100 or more, get 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free.
We're back with our special guest today, leader of the People's Party of Canada, Maxime Bernier. Maxime, so good to have you. I know we just spoke to Mike Lindell a lot. Great endorsement there for you. You hit it off well with Mr. Lindell. For the people in America who may not know, can you give us some background on the PPC?
Yes, actually, thank you for asking, and very pleased to be with you today. We created that party in 2018, the People's Party of Canada, based on 4 principles: individual freedom, personal responsibility, respect, and fairness. And all our policies are in line with these principles. And, you know, we are fighting for our country. We, like President Trump, we were, you know, against the war in Ukraine when that happened. I was the only leader who said at that time, we must not give money to Ukraine, and we did in Canada. We gave $20 billion. I said that that's a democracy, but that's a corrupt democracy. And, you know, our enemy is not the Russia. Here in Canada, our enemy is our own federal government, because, as you know, during COVID-19, we had an authoritarian government, a government that does not respect our constitution. So we did also fight against the UN. I said the UN is a dysfunctional organization, and that's why we want to have a moratorium on immigration, and we will withdraw from the, you know, global compact on migration coming from the UN. We will also, like President Trump, get out of the Paris Climate Accord. There's no climate emergency. But here in Canada, you have the Conservatives and the Liberals who are also okay with the climate emergency. They think that, you know, if we don't do anything, that will be the end of the world. I don't believe that. There's no climate emergency. So both of them are ready to tax Canadians for that. We will withdraw from the Paris Accord. We won't impose any taxes. We won't impose any regulation to fight climate change, because there's no climate emergency. And, you know, on a lot of issues like trade, you just said, you know, I'm for a real free trade with the U.S., and I'm against a trade war. So let's work together, and the People's Party is there to, you know, fight for Canadians like Trump did in the U.S. and he's still doing, fighting for you guys. I want to do the same thing here in Canada.
You have so many similarities to President Trump, a lot of the same structure when it comes to his stance on different topics, including immigration as well. We touched on that a little bit with Mr. Mike Lindell. You are having an issue in Canada with foreign workers. They've overstayed their visas, and you have been public about wanting them deported. Can you talk more about that?
Yes, absolutely. We have, you know, international students that are coming to our country from India, and they're, you know, they're coming and they have a fake permit, but after that they're using that to have the permanent residency. And I'm saying, you know, when you are an international student, after your study, when you have your diploma, you must, like usual, go back to your country of origin. But they don't want to. And so they try to stay here in Canada, and you have the Conservatives and the Liberals who are saying, you know, you don't respect our legislation, you don't go back to your country when you have your diploma, but we will give you a nice gift. We will give you the permanent residency. That is happening in our country. But I'm saying, no, you must be deported if you don't want to go. You know, if you want to be a Canadian citizen, you can apply and use the big door and ask to be a Canadian citizen. But right now they're doing everything, and they don't respect our legislation. Same thing for the temporary foreign workers. They're supposed to be here temporary, but they are not. They are staying in our country. And for the Liberals and the Conservative, they're okay. It's a cheap labor for big businesses. And, I don't want that. I want Canadians to be able to have a job, but because of mass immigration, they are not able, and the impact on our economy is huge. Our standard of living is going down. Actually, we have more people coming to our country, so our GDP is growing, but, we have these people are coming and so fast that the GDP per capita is going down. So everybody is poor. So we must stop that mass immigration and starting to deport our illegals. And, we don't know how many. The Statistic Canada in our country are saying they must be between 25,000 or 500,000. So we need to put the resources there to find them and deport them.
Oh, we understand completely here in the United States of America the issue of illegal immigration, people who are overstaying their visas, and the need to deport these people because there's a way to come in, and that's the legal way, and Canada facing those same issues. Another topic I want to hit on, we have about 5 minutes. You were really big on the COVID-19 restrictions. Back in 2021, you were actually arrested for attending a COVID-19 rally against those restrictions. There was I guess you could call him or her, the Dr. Fauci of Canada, Dr. Theresa Tam, Canada's chief public health officer. Tell us about that, what you went through during that time.
It was, I was in Manitoba at that time, and I was, doing a tour across the country as the leader of the National Party. And that was just before the election in 2021. And actually, the mainstream media did cancel me. I was supposed to participate in the leaders' debate on TV, but they didn't want to have, the other point of view, the real point of view. So they did cancel me. And actually, I was traveling and I was doing rallies across the country with freedom fighters. And the government of Manitoba just, said, you're not welcome here. And, we don't want you to do any rallies here in Manitoba. And what they did, when I had a little meeting in a park outside, meeting with my people, our candidates in Manitoba for the election in 2021, and I was arrested, handcuffed, and put in jail for nothing. I didn't commit any crimes, and they didn't want me there, and they didn't want me to have a rally that was planned with a lot of people in Winnipeg, and I was in jail. So actually, Trudeau, what Trudeau did to us Canadians right that time, that was, not respecting our Charter of Rights, not respecting our Constitution, and that was authoritarian. I did fight against the vaccine passport. I wanted to travel across the country. I wasn't able to travel by plane because I was not vaccinated. That was unfair. I did fight that in court. We didn't win. The court said, no, we don't want to hear that case. So that was very tough for a lot of Canadians there. But they remember that I was there when it was tough, and I was fighting when it was the time to fight for them.
And I'm sure the people appreciated that. We are running out of time. I'll have one more question for you, and it's a two-parter. What is your future? What do you see for the future of Canada? And also, just recently, you were on a podcast where the host asked you to define what is a Canadian. What is a Canadian, and what is your plans and hopes for the future of Canada?
Yeah, my hope for the future of this country is, the People's Party. I'm saying, if we are not there, if our policies are not adopted, this country, is going down the drain. Actually, you have a separatist movement in my own province in Quebec right now because of mass immigration, and Quebecers want to preserve their culture. Same thing in Western Canada. In Alberta, there's a little separatist movement. They're fed up with the federal government because they want to exploit their natural resources. and the federal government is putting legislation against, the oil and gas industry. And so you need to have a decentralized country to be able for this country to be able to survive. And so our platform will be great for this country economically, but also it will be great to keep this country united. Canada is very different than the US. We have, different culture across the country. But what it is to be a Canadian, it's a person that is proud to have a Charter of Rights and fighting for the Charter of Rights. It's a person that, this country has been created by, the English and the French, and we are together, for the last more than 300 years for me here in Canada as a Francophone. So let's work together, and we are doing that, Canadians. What is the big difference with the US between us? So we share the same Western civilization values. But here in Canada, our media is very leftist. So that's why we are a little bit more socialist. But, if you look and if you speak with people, they're ready to fight for what they believe. And a real Canadian, it's a person that will stand up and fight for freedom, for personal responsibility and Western civilization values, like you are doing in the state when the times are very tough. And that's why I'm very proud to be Canadians, because people are ready. And I can see there's a movement right now. Us, people are looking at us. They're more curious about us because we want to support this country. We want to support Canadians. So, and usually our country is a little bit different than the US because of these different culture. The culture in Quebec is different than the culture in Alberta, Western Alberta. But all together, what we share, Anglophone and Francophone, we share the same values. We share the same individual right, personal responsibility. We want fewer governments on our back. We want more freedom. And that's important. We want everybody to have an opportunity to be prosperous in this country. And right now, that's not the case.
Well, I hope the best for Canada. You are our northern neighbor, and Maxime Bernier, you have been wonderful in your fight, the People's Party of Canada as well. We do want to put up your website one more time for people to get involved. Can you tell us all about the website and how people can get there?
Yeah, People's Party of Canada.ca. On the first page, they can donate if you want to help us, but you need to be a Canadian citizen to donate. And also, if you're watching from across the country, in every riding, so everybody will be able to vote for the People's Party of Canada. You can vote for us, you can help us, but please, go on our website, read our platform. It's all about common sense. It's all about a great revolution that will put our country first and Canadian first.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show today, Maxime Bernier. Please come back and see us soon. It's been a pleasure. I know Mike Lindell enjoyed speaking to you as well, and I'll make sure that I get your information over to Mike Lindell.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day, Vanessa. Thank you.
You too. Thank you. And that'll do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching the Mike Lindell Show. I'm Vanessa Broussard. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow, right here on Lindell TV. Have a great evening, America.
You ever see this guy with the pillows on Fox? My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell. He is the greatest. The My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell. And he's been with us right from the beginning.